Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Madeline if you are new here. This is like the second part of my family's trip to Europe. So I'm currently living in London because I'm getting my master's here. So we went from London to Bruges, so this whole video is going to be on Bruges, Belgium. It's a little different from my normal videos because my camera broke. So basically, instead of talking to you real time, I'm mostly talking to you from the future right now. So we started off by taking the Eurostar from London to Brussels. I was kind of excited for this and it was honestly pretty nice. And then once we got to Brussels, we had to figure out how to get another train from Brussels to Bruges, and this was actually very difficult because we could not figure out what train to go to. There was no train that was listed as Bruges, which was kind of surprising that it wasn't more directed, I guess, just because Bruges is such a touristy place for so many different countries in Europe coming to it. Hello from Brussels, Belgium. We took the Eurostar from London to Brussels, and now we're trying to figure out how to get to Bruges from Brussels. We're at the train station and we're so confused. We have no idea where to go, so keep you updated. Also, my vlog camera broke, so sorry if this is not as good as normal. But we finally figured out what train to get on and got on, and then got off in Bruges and took a taxi from the train station to our hotel, which Bruges is actually a very small city, so it's very walkable. We probably could have actually walked from the train station to our hotel, but we had our bags. And so we got at the taxi, you know, like they have the taxi lineup. And we got the next one available, but it honestly ended up being kind of sketch. Like he didn't accept card, and then my dad didn't have any euros, so we had to figure out how to get that, and it was a whole ordeal. But we got to our hotel, and the hotel we were staying at was so cool. It was this old palace. It's called Hotel Duke's Palace, and it's a great location and just like probably the coolest place I've ever stayed. Our room was right off of a like old like cathedral room or something, which was a little bizarre, but I'll like insert some videos of the hotel. So we're like starving once we got there, so we just went out, walked, found a random place and got some lunch. We were just really tired this day. We have already had that crazy week in London, so we kind of just took it easy as like our travel day, and so we just kind of rested at our hotel, and then later that evening we went and got some sushi and like noodles. So the next morning, it was a Tuesday morning, and we wanted to go get breakfast, but like nothing was open. I think one, just because not a lot of places open very like early in the morning, or just like it's not like it was super early, but before noon, I guess. And then also a lot of places didn't open on Tuesday, so we ended up just having breakfast at our hotel, which was nice, but it was kind of over the top and a little more than we would usually spend, I guess. After that, we went and headed to go on a canal tour, which is something you should definitely do if you go to Bruges. They have canals all throughout the city, so there's a few spots you can get the canal tour. All the companies, they're the same price, they're the same basically, so it doesn't really matter where you go to. It's interesting because in Bruges, in Belgium, they speak so many languages, the people that live there, because they're kind of in the middle of so many countries. So we asked someone, they said, so they speak Dutch, but then they have, each place kind of has its own version of it. So Flemish they speak, and then they speak French as their next language, except she was saying younger people are wanting to speak English before French now because of the internet and everything. So French, English, then German, and then like Spanish, whatever. So you would hear people just going from language to language, which is just crazy. I think as an American, you're not used to that as much. It's mostly English, maybe Spanish. So on the canal tour, he asked what languages everyone spoke, so he ended up doing the tour in English and French because that's what everyone could understand. After the canal tour, we went to a brewery. So Belgium, one of the things it's known for is Belgian beer. So we wanted to go to a brewery and just like check it out. And it ended up being, I think the tour was like 10 euro each or something, and then you get a free drink at the end of it. But if you do this, be warned that it's like a lot of steps and a lot of steep steps, and you're just kind of moving all around the factory. But it was interesting. I'm not a big beer person, but we learned about like the hops and just the process of fermenting the beer and everything. And what's interesting about going to the distillery and trying the beer is that it doesn't have the stuff that they add to the beer to keep it like good on the shelf. So it's like unfiltered or something. I forget exactly what the term was. And they actually have a pipeline that went from this brewery to like the suburbs where they actually have the big warehouse now that makes all of the beer. After that, we went to a place called the Old Chocolate House and got hot chocolate and waffles. So Belgian chocolate and Belgian waffles are both other things that Belgium is known for, and of course I just wanted to try all. It's a good place to go if you like food and drinks. We got these crazy hot chocolates. So I got one from their like recommended menu. I think it had Biscoff or something like that, and it was basically like a hot chocolate bomb that I dropped in a hot glass of milk, and there was a little whisk. My dad got like a chocolate salted caramel, and then my mom got some sort of ginger pepper chocolate one, and all the different ones that they showed had like what percent of what kind of chocolate, and they had a lot of different like, this chocolate is from this place, or you know, different countries' chocolate. So that was kind of neat, and they were really rich though and huge. So we also got waffles, but I also learned that there's 2 types of waffles. So I think it's like, I forget exactly, but I think the 2 different types are just historically different regions or something maybe. So the one is like a thinner type of waffle, which is what we had at the old chocolate house, and then the other one is a thicker one, and I think it's made coated in sugar. After that, we were like full and kind of just like had too much from the beer and the hot chocolate, so we just went back. It was beautiful weather when we were there, so we went back and sat out on the patio of our hotel and just relaxed a little bit. And we ended up just chilling in our hotel for that evening. The next morning we went to a breakfast place called Toast, which was really good, and I think one of the only breakfast places actually in Bruges. After that, we just walked around the city a lot this day. We went into some shops, and there was a market in the market center, and we kind of saw that. Just did a lot of exploring. That's kind of the best thing I think to do in Bruges, is just walk around and see all the beautiful buildings, because everywhere you go it looks like a postcard. Later on in the afternoon, we tried another thing Belgium is known for, which is frites with mayo. So we saw a place that was like a food truck that was serving some fries, and we tried them out, and they were pretty good. I'm not like a huge mayo lover, but I have to say, since moving to London, I'm starting to like it a little bit more. So again, we went and sat on our hotel's patio, and we had some drinks, read a bit, and then we went to dinner this night. We went to, I think it was like a French or Belgium restaurant. And after dinner, I really wanted to try a like classic Belgium waffle when I was there, so I got one of those after dinner with the chocolate on top, and oh my gosh, it was delicious. So that was what we did in Bruges. I hope you liked the video. It was so nice there, and I definitely recommend going if you haven't before. So the next morning, we really just got on a train and headed to Paris, and that video will be out next, so subscribe if you want to see that. Thanks. Bye.